Hello, this is Mason with the final vlog. Um, Power is distributed in my family kind of with my mom and dad getting the equal amount of power at the very top, and then I get the third most, and then my sister gets the least amount of power. Because my sister is the youngest, and she doesn't really know how to make big decisions, so she kind of has the least amount of power. And then I really don't, or I really can't make that many big decisions, so I have the second least amount of power, and then my mom and dad have the most, obviously. And then, kind of when it comes to making a pretty big decision, my mom and dad discuss it, and then they go to me and my sister to see if we have any opinions, and like I said, my opinions are weighted a little bit more than my sister's, and our opinions kind of have a pretty big effect on the decision. I mean, uh, my mom and dad kind of really go to me and my sister for help with the decision, and kind of when it comes to the final say, it kind of depends on the situation, depending on whether my mom or dad, really gets the final say. When it came to me coming to a bigger college, my dad didn't want me to, and my mom did, and my mom kind of convinced my dad to let me go to a bigger college. So that's kind of how that ended. My mom got the final say, but it's, for the most part, it's mostly my dad. Marriage is a pretty normal thing in my family. For the most part, my family is pretty old-fashioned, where the mom makes the food and kind of cooks and cleans, while the dad makes the most money. It's a really old-fashioned way of looking at it, but for the most part, that's kind of how my family looks at it. That's kind of how it's looked at, but most of the time, the moms make just as much money as the dads, so it's kind of a flaw in the system there, but I guess the mom does the most work in the families, I guess. Children are considered to be truly independent adults when they are finally moved out of the house. Recently, I turned 18, and I said to my dad, Dad, I'm finally an adult now. And he's like, no, you're not. You're still getting money from me, and you're still living under my roof, so you're still my child. And in the government's eyes, technically I am an adult, but to my dad's eyes, I am not, because I have not moved out yet. My family's expectations for reproductivity and being sexual, on the sexual aspect, my family doesn't really talk about that too much. Kind of, whenever you get married, a couple years after that, you're expected to have a child, and they kind of don't really think about too much of the money aspect. They just say, oh, have a child and think later. They don't really focus too much on the money aspect.